Fantastic. Well, we'll go into it then. Have you had your morning coffee? I've discovered that I've been drinking so much tea that the tea's been staining my teeth. I actually thought I had very serious tooth decay and I hadn't noticed, and I was looking at it and panicking because, you know, I brush my teeth 3 times a day and I floss and I use mouthwash, and then I had all these horrible brown stains on my teeth, in between my teeth, and I still do. And I've realized it's because I'm drinking so much strong tea and the tea is staining my teeth. It's crazy. I guess if you're ready, we could get right into this then, because we're now, boom, it's now time, it's now go time. And the crowds of bloody my girlfriend won't be happy with that. She's a Buddhist and she doesn't like it when I kill flies. Anyway, let's get on with it then. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Talk about some different situations. Let me show you a situation. Hey, I made it a pie. What do you think of my pie? It's a pie. It's a burnt. So, what happened? What happened to the pie, mamma mia? What, you don't like my pie? This is my Italian accent. So, what did happen? Here's some possibilities. I think he must have used the wrong setting on the oven. I think he might have left it in too long. He could have done it deliberately. Maybe he likes it like that. So, what do you think, Gus? What's the best option here? 1, 2, or 3? What do you think happened? What happened to my pie? I think you might have left it in too long, yeah. It's possible. Could have used the wrong setting. It does happen, right? You put the grill on by mistake in the oven. And if you put the grill on, then when it's supposed to be just oven cooked, it can be a problem. Ooh, so I went for a bike ride the other day. Oh dear. Do you know what this is? This is called concrete. And concrete is solid cement. So, concrete, solid cement. So what happened? 1, 2, or 3? They must have been drunk. It must have happened late at night. They could have forgotten their glasses. No, it's not the same as pavement. Pavement is a place people can walk next to the road. That's the pavement. And it actually comes from the idea that the stones that we use in England to make the pavement are called paving stones. And these are big square stones. And we use those stones to make the pavement, which is where people walk. Concrete is solid cement. Solid cement is a building material. And you can see there the bike has got stuck. It's got stuck in there. By the way, HDSTS, thanks for coming. Nice to see you. So, it must have happened late at night, says Gus. I personally like number 1. They must have been drunk. By the way, I'll tell you a trick, a secret about this. It's art. So, must have been made deliberately because this is actually a performance art. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Gus. Gus spotted my deliberate spelling mistake in the word square. Moving on. Hey, I won the race. I don't know why I'm doing my Italian accent for everything today. I won the race. So what happened next? He must have shaken the bottle. He can't have done that by mistake. He might have won the race. Ah, come on, my Italian accent is top notch. He might have won the race. He can't have done that by mistake. He must have shaken the bottle. Okay, must have shaken the bottle. Let's go for my hello Sherlock Holmes accent. So, Holmes. He must have shaken the bottle. He can't have done that by mistake. He might have won the race, Watson. Yeah, well, I think he probably did. He must have run the race. He must have shaken the bottle. I totally agree, HDSTS. I think he definitely did shake the bottle. So let's have a look at the meaning. Huh? I never said I'm drinking tea today. So, if we look at this, we must have won the race. He must have shaken the bottle. He can't have done that by mistake. Are we talking about what happened in the present or what happened in the past? Obviously, we are talking about what happened in the past. Are we talking about our obligations or are we giving our opinion? What is wrong with my microphone? Excuse me 1 second. I'm getting crackle and I don't like it. Okay. Should be fixed. That's right, Gus. We are talking about opinions. These are opinions in the past. Let's not confuse this with obligation just because it's modal verbs. So I want you to choose the correct option here. We've got, I think it's impossible that he enjoyed the film because it's absolutely horrible. And I want you to tell me 1, 2, or 3 which one has the same meaning. Ten seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, everyone. So, yes, the answer is, of course, number 1. And what's the pronunciation? How do you say it? He can't have enjoyed the film. He can't have enjoyed the film because it's absolutely horrible. All right, next. I think it's certain that he won the race because he's clearly celebrating. 1, 2, or 3. You have 10 seconds. HDSDS on point with 2. He must have won the race. Listen to the pronunciation. He must have won the race because he's clearly celebrating. Remember I did that video recently where it sounds like we're saying musta. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, musta. He must have won the race. All right, so we're going to stick these on what we call a cline. This is a cline. It's a scale. So we say certain, possible, impossible, right? And we've got our little bits and bobs here. Canna, musta, coulda, mighta, mayda, maya, maya? We don't really say that. May have, yeah. Not maya. May have, mighta, coulda, musta, canna. So what's at number 1? Number 1 is, of course... I think my microphone's a bit close, isn't it? It's picking up like all the mouth noises. Yeah, number 1 is musta. And then we have 3 for number 2, don't we? For possible, we've got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coulda. May have. Mighta. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Which leaves can't have, meaning I think it's impossible. It can't have been true. Rich can't have been drinking tea. He's too crazy. He must have been drinking whiskey or something. Ah, yes. Johnny Walker, just like my hero, Christopher Hitchens. I'm joking. I'm not drinking whiskey. Certainly not at 1 p.m. But he did, actually. he used to drink it in the afternoon. All right, guys. How about this? Now you've got to do some real work. Gus says, pardon my daft question, but are you on crack, lol? Gus, have you been subscribed to this channel for that long? Have you seen my videos? Can you complete this sentence? I'm starting to think that I know you, Gus, and you're not really a student. You're not from Canada, are you? Can you complete this sentence? It must have rained last night because... Could you complete the sentence? In your own way. You do realise now with the new embedded chats that I have on these videos that your poignant comment about alleging my supposed drug abuse is now going to be immortalised in this video. And then if when my channel blows up and when my channel blows up and I have to make you a moderator, then people will go back to that and say, look, he's a moderator and he said that ProfRich is on crack. Must be true. No, I was just thinking because you have a style of humour similar to a friend I have from Canada. And sometimes I think you're a native speaker because of the way that you phrase things. HDSDS, do you have any ideas about how you might complete this sentence? I'm giving you two possibilities here, but you could say anything. The ground is soaked. Look at that language as well, soaked. The ground is absolutely soaked. What's soaked? Soaked means it's saturated with water. Brilliant, well done. I've put the gardens all wet. And this one here, we've got the laundry. The laundry's still wet. All right, moving on. Boom. Oh, why did I forget to cover them? Right, okay. Well, that one, he might have forgotten to set his alarm because he arrived very late to work or he was absent from this morning's class. How about this one? You can't have had much free time if you were doing all that. So Gus says something to me and I go, Gus, you what? You what? You can't have had too much free time if you were doing all that, Gussie boy. Now you listen right here. There ain't no way that you had a lot of free time if you were doing all that, Mr. Gus. By golly. That's my semi-Yorkshire accent. Yorkshire. Yeah, come on. I want to know, though. I want to know. Like, when would you say it? He's cutting corners all the time. Not really. I mean, remember, it's talking about the past, and I'm saying you can't have had much time if you were doing all that. If you were doing all that means you were doing loads of things. So I'll put you out of your misery and give you my example. When someone tells you they used to study English 8 hours a day, you can't have had much time if you were doing that. Or when responding to someone talking about the 2 part-time jobs they had while studying physics at university. You can't have had much time if you were doing all that. Good. Any questions? Next. In what situations would you say this to yourself? I must have been out of my mind. I must have been out of my mind. You're saying it about yourself. I must have been crazy. It's a tricky one, right? Have I got a picture? Oh yeah, I've got a picture, but hang on. I want to make sure I don't show you the answer. I can show you the picture to give you some inspiration. Binge drinking all night. Nice one, HDSDS. So I say this to myself every morning. Just kidding. But it's funny because that kind of is the example I had there. Got a picture there of Stone Cold Steve Austin doing his thing. Stone Cold! My face is in the way, but yeah. So let's imagine that you're looking at a photo of yourself when you were younger, or a photo of yourself at university or something. And yeah, you go, whoa, what was I thinking? I must have been out of my mind. Gus, this mood really agrees with you. I don't know what you mean by that. What you mean, me being a bit crazy or what? All right. Also, you could be reflecting on a really bad decision, such as taking out a bank loan to buy a new pair of sunglasses. Here we go. This is actually a real life picture of Gus. He sent me this to use with his permission. So when reflecting on a really bad decision, such as taking out a bank loan to buy a new pair of sunglasses. Here we got the form. Now, I'm not going to bore the guys in chat by making them do this because I know that they know it. So for you guys at home, you can take a look and pause the video and have a go. And now I'll show you. So it's subject plus modal plus have plus past participle. Careful with the pronunciation. He must have done it. Or must have, may have. Okay, so normally this would be a task where you reorder the sentences, but for some reason they're already in order. So these are just more examples. That's a silly mistake, Rich. I might cut that. All right, pronunciation of the weak form of have. So I did just talk about this. He might have won the race. He must have shaken the bottle. He can't have done that by mistake. And your options are have, have, or have. What's the correct pronunciation? Pause the video if you'd like to try at home. The correct pronunciation is, of course, number 2. Sometimes number 3, but normally number 2. Well done, HTSTS. He's killing it today. What's your experience of English, HTSTS? Right, so pronunciation rules. Something's always weak, however, are always stressed. And our options are auxiliaries and modals and negative forms. So which one's 1 and which one's 2? I have a mate from the UK. Look at that. So, see, we've got you two guys with, like, amazing English, basically. And then, occasionally, someone else will pop in here. Like, kind of Diego or someone who is, like, hanging around intermediate level. Quite a range, isn't it? So, let's see the answer. Number 1 is, of course, auxiliaries and modals are almost always weak. However, negative forms are always stressed. In English, you always stress the negative forms. Always, 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 always. I can speak English. I can't speak English. I can speak English. I can't speak English. I can speak English. I can't speak English. All right, guys, so I can't find my textbook. I had it this afternoon, but it's not in my bag now. So can we use speculation? And why do we stress the negative, says HDSTS, to make it clear. If you don't stress the negative, then it sounds like the positive. Let's try it. I can speak English. I can't speak English. I can speak English. I can't speak English. It's difficult to tell the difference. You should go. You shouldn't go. You should go. You shouldn't go. Right? That's why we stress it. You should go. You shouldn't go. All right. So speculation and deduction. What can we say to this lady? She can't find her textbook. She had it this afternoon at work, but it's not in her bag now. Ooh. You must have. We didn't pronounce the T. So that's a British thing. Often British people will use a stop instead of a T. Actually, Americans also, but Americans use their tongue to do a stop, like city. Whereas British people use the throat, and we do a got. British, it's good. Must. Can't. You must have forgotten it somewhere. Well done. That was a collaborative effort. Next. My boyfriend promised to call me this afternoon, but he didn't. Dun dun dun. It just encourages bad stuff, this, doesn't it? I must have been snogging somebody. Just corrected your answer there. He must have been snogging somebody else, even. Dun 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 dun. Okay. I ordered a camera on the internet for £1,000. That was 6 weeks ago, and I haven't heard anything. Spent £1,000 on a new camera and I haven't heard anything. Oh no. Have we got any fancy language coming out here? Must have got lost in the mail. I really like that. Nice one. Good one, Gus. Must have been a shady store. A shady store. It wouldn't really be a store because it's online, but it could have been a shady website. And I think shady in this case, shady's a bit cutesy. You know, we might say dodgy instead here. Shady is kind of like, oh, it's a bit, and then dodgy is a bit, oh, that's really, you know. Next, when I come home from the pub last night, I put the key in the front door, but it wouldn't fit. I tried 3 times, and in the end, I had to sleep in the car. My word, sir. What a situation you found yourself in. What can we possibly do about that? Is my camera a little bit dark? It's a bit late now, isn't it, to notice that? Feels like my camera is like dark, actually really dark. Really dark. And I've got loads of light on me, which means I'm doing something horribly wrong. Why do I notice this now? Oh, the exposure's totally messed up, that's why. Someone must have changed the locks while you were out. Wow, that is fancy, Gus. And it must have been my neighbour's house. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that HDSDS. You must have got too drunk so you couldn't tell the difference between your house and your neighbour's house. I've just ordered a telephone. I've just got a telephone bill for £40,000. I only make local calls. Got in this case means one of our meanings of got, which there are lots. In this case it means received. I think this might be our last example. Might have one more. And then, whew, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Must have been a mistake. There must have been a mistake. Brilliant. Very natural. There must have been some kind of mistake. This must be some kind of mistake. My brother must have been using the phone to call her. My brother must have been using the phone to call her girlfriend. Here's right. My brother must have been using it to call his girlfriend in Japan. The bounder. What a bloody bounder. Bounder is kind of a polite swear word. Yeah, a polite bad term for someone. What a bounder. What a bloody bounder he was. Oh dear. I think I just saw my girlfriend in the bar with another man. This is the last one. Sneaky bloke. I see you've been learning a bit of British slang. British. Bit of British slang there. Bloody hell. He's been learning some British slang. Bloody hell. I think I just saw my girlfriend in the bar with another man. That almost sounded Australian. He must have been her cousin. He must have been her cousin. Oh, okay. It must have? Maybe could have been her cousin. He could have been her cousin. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Could have been anyone. Could have been anyone. This guy needs to chill out. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much for your participation. Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, sure. Let's do this. Holmes. Watson. We need to solve this one, Watson. And of course, it's elementary, my dear Watson. So you're all detectives trying to solve a murder. You're in an office, seeing the crime. Respond to the clues by making deductions. This is the final task of the class. So clue 0, there's a dead body on the floor. Someone must have murdered her. Next. There's a cigarette butt on the floor. Oh, I want some mystery music. Is there any mystery music here that I can play in the background? You know what I mean? No, I best not. I'll get copyright. Oh, my face is in the way. Okay. There's a cigarette butt on the floor of the office. Can you deduce anything about that? This is a cigarette butt, by the way. Yeah. The murderer might have. The murderer might. Well, that's in the present, isn't it? So the murderer might smoke like a bloody chimney. The murderer might have been a bloody smoker. The murderer might have had a bloody cigarette. The murderer might have smoked it. Alright, I'll accept that. Also the victim. Victim might have smoked it. There's a torn photograph under the desk. A torn photograph under the desk. Dead body of a woman. Can we deduce anything from this? That can't be copyrighted, right? It's super old. It's not possible to get it without the voiceover. Right. It could have been someone the victim knew. Yes, the victim must have just split up with his girlfriend. Split up. He must have just split up. Split. I split. Yesterday I split. I've split. Split, split, split. The victim must have split up with his girlfriend. Fantastic. There's an empty bottle of whiskey in the rubbish bin. I'll save you the trouble. You can pause the video at home if you'd like to answer that one. There's an empty bottle of whiskey in the rubbish bin. They might have drank it. Drunk. They might have drunk it together. They might have drunk it together. And the last one. There's a receipt for a flight to Rio on the computer. Flight to Rio. There's a receipt for a flight to Rio on the computer. What's with all the drinking and cheating on this stream? Spicy topics, Gus. You know I'm into spicy topics. It evokes emotion, and if it evokes emotion, it makes it easier to remember. So it's a very old teaching technique called human. Yeah. You remember the things that invoke our emotion. So if we have things, drinking, smoking, cheating, addictions, spicy topics, goes in. That's why you remember the teachers that you love and you remember the teachers that you hate, but you don't remember the teachers that were boring. They must have gone to Rio together, or they might have been planning on going to Rio together. Dun, dun, dun. They might have been planning to go to Rio together. I'm not sure if human nature is quite what I would say. I don't think it necessarily is human nature, but it's part of how memory works. Memory is very emotional. Some people say it's entirely emotional. There's no such thing as a part memory that isn't emotional, which means something you don't have any emotional connection to, you have no memory of, in fact. So there must be some element of emotion for you to have memory. The stronger the emotion, the stronger the memory. Or the receipt might have been put there just to throw off the investigators. Thank you, Gus. Absolutely fantastic. So here's our reflection. How often do you use these structures in English? Can you use them more? When? I'll leave you to have a think about that and post your comments down below the video. Optional follow-up, Google some famous mysteries. We have here Stonehenge, very famous mystery. How did they move such big rocks? Choose one, write 4 sentences, give your opinion. What must, may, might, or can't have happened. So that's your homework. You can post that down below the video and I will correct your writing. Special thanks today to HDSTS and Gus for both entertaining and taking part in the class. Lovely to have it. I feel that there will be a day when we have like 10 people in the chat, and then we'll see where we go from there. So upcoming videos on the channel. Tomorrow we have by request military vocabulary, where I talk about army commands and military ranks in English. There's not many videos on that on YouTube, so there you go. That's coming out tomorrow. And then one that I'm still editing, but it's been finished, about should you change your accent in English. And actually I'm going to present a bit of the argument for having a standard, but also I'm going to present the arguments as to why maybe you don't have to change your accent. And I'm going to talk about, I wouldn't call it racism, but I'm going to talk about some negative experiences that students have told me about based on accent. and we're going to talk about that. So that video will come out on Wednesday. I am still editing it, and I did have a video planned for next Sunday as well. I can't remember what the topic is yet, but any suggestions for videos, post the comments down below. Thank you very much, everybody. It's my pleasure as always, and I'll try to lay off the crack next time. So thank you very much for coming, and catch you later. Have a nice day. Have a lovely weekend.